Does the president want to hear another view? I mean, Gary Cohn sort of represented a different view, I think, than some of the insiders in his administration, looking to who might take Gary Cohn's place. Does he want someone with that kind of outside thinking to push him on different ideas, like a Larry Kudlow, for example?
I'm not going to speculate on who he's going to choose, but what I'd say is, and the president said this yesterday, he likes different views. He listens to different views. As you know, I've known him for a long time. I've worked with him since the campaign. I've never been shy or bashful about giving him my views.
Yeah.
But the president is the president, and he has a laid-out economic strategy. And whoever's on the team, we're focused on what the president's economic agenda. And I go back to, again, tax reform, regulatory relief, and trade. And the president has delivered.
Yeah,
so
I understand that. And you're right. The president has delivered, and when you look at the impact of the tax plan and the regulatory rollback, people are just wondering, okay, we don't want that to change. Even the supporters of those plans are worried that new tariffs take away some of that growth that you've been able to spark.
I wouldn't underestimate the president's ability to renegotiate trade deals and his determination to do that.
Okay.
And just as we were as determined to get tax reform done, which was 30 years, we're going to change the landscape so we have free and fair trade.
Real quick, Secretary, before you go, I got to ask you about these sanctions on North Korea. Now we hear that the Hermit Kingdom is allegedly going to be open to talking to the United States. They're open to talking to the South. Why institute new sanctions on North Korea now?
Well, Maria, as I've said before, we believe that sanctions work. They worked in Iran. They've worked in North Korea. In my mind, one of the major reasons why they're coming to the table is because of the economic sanctions. And we're not going to change those sanctions. We will continue to put sanctions in place until they agree to fully denuclearizing the peninsula in something that we can hold them accountable for and verify.
Do you believe Kim Jongun that he's going to stop that he's going to stop these missile testing while he talks to the U.S.? Will the U.S. talk to North Korea?
I'm not going to speculate that on it one way or another. Again, I think that, as the president said, we're happy to talk and negotiate, but we're not stopping sanctions or anything else until we have firm commitments.
All right, Secretary, good to see you this morning. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Maria.
We appreciate it very much. Secretary Steven Mnuchin joining us.